Hello, my name is Adrienne Wallace, and today I will be presenting on learning assessment through the lens of Understanding by Design by Wiggins and McTighe, especially chapters 7 and 8, Thinking Like an Assessor and Criteria and Validity. Then I'll connect these ideas to modern digital assessment tools and highlight the tools I find especially useful in my web development classroom. The purpose of Stage 2 assessment is to 1. Ensure assessments align with goals and measure understanding, define what counts as acceptable evidence of learning, focus on understanding, transfer, reasoning, and real-world performance, and move beyond quizzes to authentic demonstrations of learning. Let's begin with thinking like an assessor. To think like an assessor means shifting your mindset from planning what you will teach to planning the evidence that will show what students truly understand. The goal is to ensure that every instructional decision is purposeful, assessments are aligned to goals, and learning leads to deep understanding and mastery. Why do we need to think like an assessor? It ensures alignment between goals, assessment, and instruction. It leads to deeper transferable understanding, not just recall, and it clarifies expectations for both teachers and students, as well as it prevents activity-based teaching where engagement replaces learning. Understanding by Design suggests using multiple types of evidence, not just tests. Informal checks, like exit tickets and questioning, academic prompts, short constructed responses, quizzes and tests, efficient knowledge checks, performance tasks, real-world applications, and projects and portfolios, long-term cumulative evidence. Knowing is recalling or performing. Understanding is being able to explain, interpret, and apply knowledge in new contexts. Understanding is demonstrated when students can explain ideas clearly, interpret meaning, apply learning in new contexts, consider alternative views, empathize with others' experiences, and reflect honestly on their own learning processes. Moving beyond quizzes to authentic demonstration of learning. In the performance stage, we have the GRASS model. GRASS is an Understanding by Design framework used to create authentic performance tasks that mirror what performances actually do in real world. Each component ensures that the assessment is grounded in purpose, audience, standards, and context, rather than just another school assignment. It's an authentic, real-world application. GRASS is an acronym whose letters represent each step in the performance task stage. G is for goal, a clear real-world purpose or challenge the student is trying to accomplish. R is for role, the perspective or identity the student assumes in completing the task. A is for audience, a real or realistic person, group, or stakeholder for whom the product or performance is created. S is for situation, the context, scenario, or challenge students must respond to. P is for product, the tangible result or performance students create to demonstrate their learning. S is for standards for success, criteria, rubrics, checklists, or descriptions of quality that define what excellent work looks like. In summary, no single assessment can measure all six. Understanding is too complex to measure with one method. Criteria and validity in assessment. Why is defining criteria before assessing essential? And why does making those criteria public and transparent benefits everyone in the learning process? It ensures alignment between goals and assessment, prevents subjective or inconsistent grading, focuses assessment on understanding and not recall. What is validity in assessment? Validity is the degree to which an assessment measures what is intended to be the learning goal. Validity asks the questions: does the task align with the desired results? Does the assessment capture evidence of understanding, not just recall? Does it reflect real-world application? To determine whether students truly understand something, teachers need the right kind of evidence, not just consistent scoring. If an assessment tool lacks validity, the data it generates is meaningless. Validity ensures the assessment captures evidence of understanding. Rubrics play an essential role in Stage 2 of Understanding by Design. They clarify what high-quality performance looks like and guide both teachers and students toward the desired learning outcome. There are two different types of rubrics. Holistic rubrics provide a single, overall judgment of students' performance, offering a broad picture of quality without breaking down individual criteria. Analytic rubrics offer specific criteria separately, such as accuracy, reasoning, creativity, or organization, making feedback more detailed and targeted. Overall, rubrics strengthen Stage 2 Understanding by Design by promoting transparency. Students know exactly what is expected. Consistency, grading becomes fair and reliable. And actionable feedback, students understand exactly how to improve. Step-by-step Stage 2 design process. 1. Re-identify goals. 2. Identify evidence targets. 3. Select evidence type. 4. Create graphs tasks. 5. Define criteria. 6. Build rubrics. 7. Check validity. And 8. Embed formative assessment. Key takeaways. Begin with evidence, not activities. Use multiple forms of evidence. Performance tasks reveal transfer. Clear criteria equal valid, fair assessment. Alignment is essential for meaningful learning. Digital tools and apps for learning assessment. What are digital tools? They are technology-based applications, platforms, or devices that help users create, communicate, learn, assess, or solve problems. In education, digital tools support teaching and learning by making instruction more interactive, efficient, and personalized. How does digital tools and apps support understanding by design? Digital tools reinforce UBD's focus on Stage 1, clear goals. Tools make goals measurable. Stage 2, performance tasks. Tools provide authentic demonstrations. And Stage 3, learning activities. Tools create interactive and student-centered lessons. Digital tools have transformed classroom assessment. They support both formative, which is ongoing checks for understanding, as well as summative, end-of-the-unit demonstrations and assessments. Why digital tools matter? Digital tools make learning more interactive, more personalized, more authentic. Students create real-world products, more efficient, automatic grading and instant feedback, more aligned with 21st century skills like coding, design, collaboration, and creativity. This creates a coherent, intentional assessment system that mirrors how professionals use technology in real-world settings. Now let's connect the principles of understanding by design with the digital tools and applications for assessment that I use in my web development classroom. I'll illustrate how they support learning assessment and authentic performance tasks. To begin with, I use Kahoot as part of my daily bell ringer. These tools let me quickly check for understanding before the lesson even begins. Kahoot allows me to run fast-paced game quizzes that immediately show me which students understands yesterday's HTML and CSS concepts and who needs support. These informal checks match the quick evidence in Wiggins and McTighe's assessment spectrum. Another strategy I use is interactive videos using Nearpod. These videos have embedded questions that check for understanding or misconceptions in real time. This allows me to assess comprehension while also reinforcing key ideas. Interactive videos also increase engagement, and Nearpod gives me data feedback instantly via performance reports. Because I teach web development, creation-based tools are essential. First and foremost, I use CodePen for performance tasks. CodePen is an authentic real-time coding environment where students create real web pages using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. This is where they demonstrate transfer, problem solving, and independent application of skills. This mirrors exactly what professional web developers do and provides highly valid evidence of understanding. Secondly, students build ongoing digital portfolios using Google Sites. Students embed the link to their CodePen web pages directly into their Google Sites portfolio. This allows them to collect and showcase all of their coding projects throughout the semester. It aligns perfectly with Understanding by Design's emphasis on long-term cumulative evidence of learning. This portfolio also becomes a valuable asset they can showcase for college admissions or future employers. To ensure fair and valid assessment, I use Rubric Maker to create clear evaluation criteria. Each assignment has a rubric attached to it as well as posted on the board. Publishing these criteria up front helps students understand how their work will be scored and what quality looks like. To check for understanding, I generate questions using Google Forms as my exit tickets. Together, these tools support formative and summative assessments and help students produce authentic, professional quality work. In conclusion, bringing Understanding by Design together with modern digital assessment tools creates a classroom environment where assessments becomes more meaningful, authentic, and aligned to real learning. UBD reminds us to begin with clarity, clear goals, clear evidence, and clear criteria so that every assessment truly measures understanding, not just memorization. Digital tools extend this framework by giving teachers efficient ways to gather evidence, provide timely feedback, and design authentic performance tasks that mirror real-world work. With tools like Nearpod, Kahoot, Google Sites, CodePen, students can demonstrate their learning in multiple ways. These tools allow teachers to design performance-based assessments that align with graphs, enhance validity, and promote deeper learning through real-world tasks. Ultimately, combining Understanding by Design with digital assessment tools creates a classroom where students are active creators, evidence is rich and varied, and understanding, not activity, drives instruction and evaluation. Thank you.